We live while Steven has his technical difficulties. Welcome, everybody, to another fun episode of the ATF radio show here at Executive Cigar Lounge in beautiful, can't call it sunny Sanford today because it's about to rain on our heads. Shout out to Artman Forever, Steven BM here in the studio with me. And we're watching the Bears destroy the Dolphins in true Miami fashion. Um, Today's a good day. I got less than 2 weeks left till my birthday.
Yes, you do.
The big 4-1.
More fun
So,
than 4-1.
Allegedly.
Hey, trust me.
We will find out.
Oh, yes, we will.
We will find out.
I can't wait.
Oh, yeah, we're going to a gentleman's club
What? Bring the money.
for that honey.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so once again, we are at Executive Cigar Lounge in downtown Sanford, 225 Seminole.
That's it.
All right. Thanks to, big shout out to Tom, the owner of Executive. His birthday just passed, and he celebrated in true Tom fashion. He was, I think, in like 17 different states on the same day.
It seemed
Um,
like it.
he had every type of red meat there was available in the world,
And seafood.
and seafood. And he smoked some amazing cigars, and he was drinking some shit I ain't never even heard of before.
Yeah, he's next level for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So happy 35th birthday to him.
That's right. That's right. Make it live at 35. I had the pleasure of seeing him earlier this week, and before he left, and
Tom's 35?
was able to gift him a Davidoff Dominicana.
You're not the same age. He's got a son that's like fucking 20 years old. What do you?
What is going on with his aging process, man? He definitely is not 35.
What do you think? He's Benjamin Button or something?
I don't know, man.
You know what it is?
What
It's
in
that
the
it's that
world?
fanny pack.
I don't understand what it is with y'all old ass people, man. Just be old, bro. You 50 something, you fucking 50, bro. Like, why lie?
He didn't lie. I embellished his age, sir.
We both know. I'm 25.
See, this is another reason why y'all light skinned dudes, y'all so
Here
sensitive.
we go.
I just got something to say about
Here we
everything.
go. You know the one thing is that you never hear a light skinned person complain anything about dark skin. You always hear dark skinned people always complain.
Because y'all always whining. We don't whine. We don't complain.
How you not whine and complain when you complain about stuff?
I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out facts. Man, shut up and light your cigar. Damn it.
Art, what do you think? Does that sound like a complaint? Would you classify it?
Well, fuck you too, Art. Anyway, this segment of the show is brought to you by HHH Cigars. Established 2013. If you didn't know, that is my cigar brand.
It is.
So today, I'm going to be smoking one of my HHH Habano Puros. And I've also given Art and Steven one from the original blend.
Couldn't wait. So thank you so much. You see, before we went live, I cut it, lit it. I was already getting started on it. So, yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem.
Box press. So,
Yeah, so I'm just going to smoke. You guys take the show away, and you guys just talk about how you feel about the cigar, whether you like it or don't.
well,
You guys know I don't give a shit, but
first impressions, it's a phenomenal cigar. I'm definitely picking up some cocoa in it. So definitely good notes. The first few puffs, so the first third is already hitting hard. So I would normally a bottle like this, I would say is not a first smoke of the day or morning smoke. But this, because the flavor hits you, how it hits you. It is a good smoke to start the day. So I would certainly give it that. So first impressions, thank you. You know, whenever I get one from you, from Triple H, I'm always appreciative. So first off, so far so good. And if I may take a quick detour
absolutely.
to shout out to people. They were hit with 7.2 earthquake this morning. So they've gone through so much on the ground. A lot of devastation, a lot of political unrest. And so prayers for the people in the town, specifically of West Case, CAYDS, that's properly Jacmel, GACMEL, and JME, JEREMI. So 7.2, that's a big prayers and shout out to the people. So that's a first one. Sure they mobilize assets and tools to do it. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thoughts and prayers, as always. These situations are, not man-made situations. These are just Mother Nature uh, flexing her muscle, as it were.
Yes.
So,
Mother Nature is undefeated, like the IRS.
facts. Wesley Snipes knows that.
Yes, he does. Wow. But Wesley is back in the game, so that's good to see. And he will be making a cameo appearance in the new Blade movie that's going to be released.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. So,
Also, looking forward to the new Candyman movie.
me too. Guess who's playing the new Blade?
Who?
Mahershala Ali.
Nah.
That's going to be
You
interesting.
guys see the cover, actually. It's
Yeah.
pretty believable.
Yeah.
Also,
There's not many people who play it.
that new Marvel movie that's coming out with about the Ten Rings Society. What's it called? Shang Wei? Shang something, I don't know.
Huh, I haven't heard about that. I'll put that up.
But that one is, and the guy that they got to play it, he's actually on a show called Kim's Convenience. It's about a Korean convenience store owner and his son who just like drops out of school and ends up being like a manager at a car rental place. And he's got a sister who's uh, in college but doesn't really want to be in college. Pretty good show. The guy's a phenomenal actor. I put him alongside what's the old boy from Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know you're talking about that.
But he's one of those actors that you always see him in these comedy roles, and then he gets into a serious role, and he just kills it. And the funny part is, like, Marvel announces the movie, and he tweets and tags Marvel, saying, "Hey, I'd like to be the lead character," and that's how he got cast.
Get out of
Yep.
here. You rarely hear those kind of stories.
So,
It's a long way from Marilyn Monroe.
and so shout out again. I got to shout out Rihanna, Savage Fenty. I'm still trying to get my smoking jacket. Y'all don't ever have it in my size.
And speaking of Rihanna, the Fenty line, as of last week, officially has made her a billionaire.
Oh yeah, she's a billionaire. Yeah, yeah.
So congrats to her.
Now, unfortunately, I will not be able to date her as I'm already in a full-time relationship.
But I loved her line when somebody brought it to her attention. She just wrote on Twitter, "God is good."
That's it.
Just keep it moving.
That's it. But Rihanna, if you're listening, or if anybody in your camp is listening,
Riri.
yeah, Riri, holla at me. I got a million cigars to smoke, and I'd like to smoke them all in one of those smoking jackets. Even, you know what? Did you see that purple one that she got?
So, kill her.
But they only make it in like light skin size. It's like small and medium and large. You know what I'm saying?
Back to the cigar. I will say now that spiciness of the Habano is definitely coming through now. So it's starting to hit. So that richness, which is just Cuban seed just has it. So and it's all in there. So first I picked up what I thought was more coffee cocoa, but now it's definitely evolved into true Habano. So the spiciness, the richness, it's all in there. So can I get a box?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's do this. This is.
I'll even give you a box of the original, the first blend, which is hard to come by here.
Man, I will be happy when production picks back up because this needs to be carried here at Executive.
It's coming.
This needs to be carried at Grand this needs to be carried at a lot of places. So,
We're in the works.
so
Talking to my guys at the factory and the team, and just finally getting out from under this high expensive customs, where it was pretty much costing me what I would pay for my cigars for about 10,000 cigars to get shipped was the actual customs fee for a while.
I,
Once COVID hit, that kind of slowed everything down. And if you want your stuff to get out of customs and not sit in the Miami sun for months on end, you got to pay the cost. So,
to be the boss, we need a special art band for this too.
oh, we can do that. You know what? How strong do you want it?
I want it. I want it strong. I want it funkier than my dead grandfather's toenails.
So, okay, so what we'll do is, so that being said, I've already got a blend for it, which is the Mexican San Andreas blend, which, yeah, which is just as spicy as that Habano, but it's a full-bodied cigar.
Come on, that's what I'm talking
I could break some of those out.
about. And still keep that box press.
Oh, absolutely,
I love a box press.
absolutely.
It's good. So while we smoke this, we have a special surprise here. Mike, would you come up here for a moment, please, and share the mic with me over here? So Mike was nice. Mike was nice enough to bring us 3 cigars and special variety. And I'm going to pass these down. And as I do so, Mike, I want you to, well, first of all, welcome. You're always a welcome guest here. Secondly, I know you don't like the whole.
He's actually the only one who's always in the live studio audience. You realize that, right?
But he's naturally shy, so I know this won't be too as easy for him as it is for us. But I'm going to ask him to tell us about these cigars and the history. Thanks.
These are the Avo 25th anniversary, I believe. Picked them up about 11, 12 years ago. Maybe
Oh,
longer.
ho,
We were talking
ho.
about it last week.
Yes,
The one that
we
came in the
were.
piano box.
Yes,
So I figured I had a few more left and want you guys to enjoy them.
greatly appreciated, sir. See, Steve, this is one of those cigars you break out and you just nose it and smell it for a while, and then you put it back in the humidor because once you smoked it, that's it. Like, and I've gone through. I think I had like 3 or 4 piano boxes, and I've gone through them all. I don't even have one, so this one is wow.
Yeah, well, enjoy, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Oh man, just that.
That's why I took. Not a lot of people are allowed back here when we're doing this show, but Mike is family, and he's
Absolutely.
always allowed back here. So whether he jumps in on the mic with us or not, just your presence here is always good. So thank you again.
Yes,
You're welcome.
greatly appreciated.
Appreciate it. So yes, so 2 special cigars
Oh man,
today
that's
that we have. We got yours that we are previewing right now, and then this, man, this
legendary.
This might be a birthday cigar for
That
you or something.
it probably will be my birthday cigar.
So,
It'll be that, and I'm gonna pop open a 5-year-old bottle of Ace of Spades.
there you go. Come on.
So
You know how to do it.
yeah,
You know how to do it. And shout out to making us all think that you had skills on skates. Because Cigar Style posted a photo of he and the lady during a celebration moment. And I was like, he looks proficient.
Looks like he's. I was like, looks
I
like
was
it
like-
took like a couple of takes to get this one.
I was like,
I know.
what, the picture?
Yeah,
Oh no, that was one take, baby. It was one take.
yeah,
One take.
man got it done. So I didn't find out till later that you are not as proficient as
No,
as
no,
you
no, no,
said.
no, 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 no. Yeah, the last time I was on skates was back in about '91,
Ooh,
and
got the 90s.
yeah, so I was 4'11" and about 80 pounds in the 6th grade or 7th grade. I was tiny. And my dad thought it'd be a great idea for me to play hockey, ice hockey, because I grew up in Maryland.
Okay.
And I was a phenomenal skater. Loved to ice skate. Um, and then I got hit at tryouts, and that was it. Like I didn't even get up and fight, nothing. I just got up, dusted all of the ice off myself, and promptly walked off the rink, threw the skates down, and said I'm ready to go. So yeah, fast forward 30 years later, and my girl's like, "Oh, I want to go to a skate party for my birthday," and I'm like, "Great, this is gonna end up well." I did make 3 laps around the rink, and I did not fall, so I count that as a success. However, she has now fallen in love with it and has ordered me skates from Amazon because she wants to now go once a month.
So that means you will be going more often, and that means you will become a pro on these skates pretty soon. You might bust your ass a couple of times, but it looks like this is going to be part of the routine for you.
Yeah, the only sad part is that it's an indoor rink, so I can't smoke a cigar while I'm skating.
Oh
This new hobby is gonna hurt
And they don't sell alcohol.
yeah. Oh.
a lot. Alcohol and roller skates sound like a terrible.
Sounds like a great idea. At least you can't feel it when you fall.
Yeah, but you're gonna probably fall more.
Yeah, but it won't hurt because you're numb.
But if you weren't drinking, you probably wouldn't fall.
Right.
Even if you're good, you're still gonna fall.
Yeah, I seen some dudes in there, and
Balance.
they were clearly from Chicago.
You just killed me.
And man, look, these dudes look like Olympic figure skaters on wood floors. It was ridiculous.
Killing it. Yeah.
I mean, all fairness too, even though I look to like harp on you and your epic failure, honestly, it's not even. People
What?
underestimate.
You said epic.
People underestimate their lack of balance as they get older. Because I was the same way. When I used to skate, um, I used to rollerblade a lot, and I know that sounds like a very stereotypical thing to say, but I used to rollerblade a
Doesn't
lot,
surprise me.
and I loved to skate, and I skated pretty much the majority of my life. Like you can ask my mom, she asked me for my birthday what I want: new skates all the time, and I was very good at skating. Like I lived on the hill, and I skated from my house, so that should tell you something. 'Cause if I went down the hill without killing myself, obviously I knew what I was doing. And I used to skate on the street all the time. So when I went to go with I think it was my significant other and somebody else. No, it was our cousin. She wanted to go, or she wanted to take her. And I got on the skates, and I was like, wow, how age changes your balance.
Yeah.
It's like this, and I was like, I'm not even that old. It's really just hard. Like, why is it so hard? I used to be so good at this. And I got out there, and it took me probably about 30 minutes to really get enough balance to where I can even, like, not possibly fall. And then, even then, I still fell. And when you fall, and you're that big and that old, not old, but you're that big and tall, it hurts. So,
It's hard to get up too.
yeah, it's really hard. So, I mean, I got it still. I still could do it. I could still skate backwards a little bit. But it wasn't as good as I used to. Like, the younger me would have been skating circles around me. Like, it was just like, bro. Like, I watched that one, I can't think of his name, but there's a dude on IG that that's his whole thing. Skating. He's a white gentleman. And he has these videos and I watch him skate and I was like, man, I remember I used to do all this stuff. And I was like, I can't do none of that stuff. Because I used to do speed skates and inline skating.
Oh wow.
So I used to, like I said, Saturday, when I was a teenager, before I got to like 16 or something, that's what we did on Saturday.
Rink all
That's
day.
all you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have anything else to do. I mean, if anybody knows Huntsville, Alabama, especially back in those days, there was nothing to do. So that's what kept me out of trouble, sort of. And because I mean, even then, there's a lot of debauchery going on in the skating because there's a bunch of hormonal teenagers that are really not supervised in
Yeah.
a club environment for more than just 2 or 3 hours. Like
That part.
now, it's not that bad. But you go in the club, you go into like what is a makeshift club for hours and hours upon hours, and there's nowhere to go. Some stuff. So, but yeah, I used to stay in there all day, every day. I used to get there probably like 11. I stayed there till like almost 6. So that was just my thing. So you watch roll bounce. That used to be literally my life on the side.
So last night, me and the lady are sitting on the patio out back, and I'm smoking, and we're drinking.
What were you smoking? First and foremost, that's the most important thing on this show. What were you smoking?
Well, it was one of my Padron Maduro 80 years. Yeah.
Please.
And so she brings me a drink, and it's that the one I told you about last week, the Foresters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I drink that, and then we end up finishing that bottle.
Okay.
And then she's like, "Oh, I want another drink." So I go into the liquor cabinet,
What you
Eagle Rare,
Okay.
and
Now, is she a fan of Eagle Rare? I don't recall
she
anything
is
in her drink.
she's a fan of bourbon whiskeys, but she is not really. She's never had Eagle Rare until last night.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
I
this will be
yeah, so I pour her three fingers, and I pour myself three fingers, and I walk back out on the patio, and I take my sip, and I'm enjoying it, and she takes a sip, and she's like, "Oh my God, I just got chest hair."
good.
She's like, "This is burning the hell out of me." So
Oh,
I went and
give her some water.
no, no, actually, I just put one ice cube in there. I was gonna put a couple drops of water, but I was like, it's not gonna open it enough up enough for her to like fully enjoy it and still want to continue to drink it.
Okay.
So I just
So
put.
she still wanted to continue.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's the one thing I can say about her. She'll try it and she'll finish the drink. She's not one of those people that'll just take a sip and be like, "Oh no, I don't like this." Like she'll try it and say, "Okay, well let me take the whole drink and then see if I still want to continue drinking it or if I want something else." So once I put the ice cube in, it opened up enough where it kind of definitely dulled that after effect.
Yes.
Because anybody who drinks Eagle Rare knows that it's not
It'll stay with you.
yeah, it's not short on strength. It's like taking a shot of Cavassier or Bacardi 151. Yeah. So we enjoyed that last night, and actually we ended up staying up till almost 4:30 in the morning, just shooting the shit and smoking and
Man, that's
drinking.
nice. That is
So
nice. She's a rare one. She's a rare one. So kudos to you.
yeah, so now I have to buy another bottle because we went halfway through that one,
It's gonna happen.
and I've been holding that one on. I've been holding on to that bottle for 2 years now. Didn't open it, nothing. Had to knock the dust off of it and everything.
You gonna
So
try to get another one for your birthday?
for my birthday, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and crack open at 1820.
Finally.
Yeah, yeah, that's been like a year and a half I've had that bottle, so I think I'm just gonna. And I wore the shirt today.
I see. I see you wore. You rocking Uncle
Yeah,
Mary's.
so I think I'm gonna go ahead and open up that Uncle Nearest 1820 and just.
Look at my hometown. That skyline. Chicago in the summertime. It's really good in Chicago. Anyway,
What did you drink today, or what have you had last? Well, I saw you were drinking Garp and Fuss last night.
yeah, they have they're craft cocktails, and so I had the one at the very last on the menu. It's called "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe." That's the name of the drink. And when you order it, you got to say it out loud too. You can't be if you point at it on the menu, they'll be like, "Oh, you want that?" You have to verbally say what you want.
Wow.
They make you say it. So,
Hey,
so
shout out to them. Shout out to Renee and the crew because they're exceptional.
They
The
are.
food is, the drink is, just the natural atmosphere and ambiance of that place. The way they welcome you in, like it's kind of like you're walking into your family's kitchen.
Yeah,
If
definitely. And I hadn't been there in a couple of weeks, and so when I walked in, they were
it's like cheers.
hugs, embrace me, glad to see me, and everything else, and they gave me a special appetizer and everything else. So Dark and Fuss is a great place for drinks and great food. I call it my happy place, so I've never had a bad experience there. Yeah, shout out to them. So Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe is the name of the drink, but it's basically an orange and grapefruit based drink.
Mm.
Vodka, but it's a good summertime refreshing drink. All these years I've been going to Garden Place, I had never had it until when Caitlin came to see me, and so when she came to visit, she asked for it. She said it looked interesting, so she got it, loved it. So now I'm liking it. So I sent her a picture of it, saying, you know what I'm drinking. Here I am. She's like, enjoy it. Wish I was there. So, yeah, that's what I had over there. And thanks to me, um, they are carrying Simcoe Reposado over there. I've been talking about that for a while.
Very
And
nice.
now Renee carries it, and they still carry it. I think I told you all in the past that when they got in,
Mm-hmm.
he waited for me to get there before they opened the bottle the first time. So it's nice to see, see them take a recommendation on that. And then, as you know, Alyssa and Liz, the sisters,
Mm-hmm.
as you know, they're also from Chicago. And so Alyssa and I were talking about getting a trip to Chicago together. So she's like, let's go.
Very nice.
But,
We also have to figure out the dates for that Uncle Nearest trip.
we do. Tom asked about that this week. He's anxious to get up there. I told him that they just announced that they had acquired another 53 acres.
Right.
And he's excited about that. I also told him about their investment in Sorrel, the $2 million they put down to help advance Sorrel. So he said, when I get a bottle, if I can find one great answer,
Okay.
try it. So,
Definitely.
we're here about Remote University and so forth. So it'd be nice to have, something else, in the liquor cabinet, that's made for us, by us, with us.
Oh yeah.
So we get it off the shelf. So it looks like Grow Brothers is now more readily available. So that's
I
good
told
to
you I
see.
picked up that case.
Yeah, we did. So it's good to see them increase their production. And of course, my unicorn is still that Uncle Nearest Master Blend Edition. Gotta find something. Gotta find that MDE. But I imagine when we get up there to Tennessee,
It won't be hard to
It
find.
won't be hard to find. It's gonna be right there. So
We got some big things coming up with St. Augustine Distillery too.
yes, we do. Are we allowed to talk about it?
We can speak briefly on it. So yes, we are going to be at the distillery when they release a new master blend of their own. Um, that they have a barrel program for, and my good friend Matt, who's the general manager there, reached out to me about 2 or 3 weeks ago and let me know, hey, we've got this new barrel program rolling out. Um, and I went up there before and I got all of their liquor, um, and I got one of their limited edition bottles of Saint, which was just a one barrel that they did. I think they got about 289 bottles out of it. So I have yet to open that bottle until I get another bottle of that. Um, but they have some really cool programs where they actually let you sample some of the barrels, and then they also have a station where you can pick up your own personalized bottle and fill your bottle yourself. Then they will seal it and then send you home with it and everything, and then you actually get to fill out the manifest with your name, the bottle number that you filled, and everything else like that, so that they can keep a record, and then there's a record for you, obviously,
Yeah.
to show that you supported them in that endeavor. So if you guys have not been up to St. Augustine, or you do go up to St. Augustine, and you still haven't been to the distillery, please do. Um, it's in an old ice plant factory. Um, it's a Yes, and it is a historical building actually. And the building before that on the same road used to be the only cigar manufacturing plant in St. Augustine, and that is now a historical building as well.
History.
So not only do we have tobacco history in St. Pete and Tampa, but we also have it in St. Augustine as well. And there's a couple of different shops up there that you can go to in St. Augustine. Um, the one place I will say to stop at is for drinks. Definitely go to the Martini Bar. They've got an indoor and outdoor section.
Is that the name of it? The Martini
I
Bar?
think that's what it is.
Okay.
I can't remember.
All right.
But it's on the row of restaurants right in downtown. And if you can imagine a martini, they've got it on the menu. I mean, there's nothing that they can't do with a martini there. And I'm not the biggest martini fan, but I have enjoyed a couple of the chocolate one was pretty good. Like I said, that was damn near a year ago, but that was a very good one. Also, the ice bar at the ice plant, which is connected to the distillery, um, has a plethora of Blantons if you're looking for it. So the lady and I, for my birthday last year, that's where she took me. And after our tour and everything of the distillery, we went upstairs to the ice bar and opened and finished off a bottle of Blanton's together. And then the bartender gave us the cap, which actually happened to be the one with the letter B on it. So I was like, great, I can start my collection now.
Got one. Got one.
What have you been drinking on, Stephen? Because you're rather quiet.
Nothing really. Yesterday I really didn't drink very much. Actually, me and Enzo went to the park. We smoked in downtown. Actually, that's when I realized he was out there. But I didn't know if he was still out there at the time. But yesterday I had some wine after I cooked some dinner and decided to make some wine. So we'll drink some red wine. And that's really it. That's all I had. Before that, just really lately I've just been so busy I haven't really sit down and have a drink. Actually Thursday when we went out, that Thursday, that was like one of the few days out of the week that I didn't even had a drink. I had some, obviously some gin.
Oh, what did you drink on your birthday? Because I missed the whole birthday celebration.
We didn't really drink anything. No, we didn't because
What?
we went to where did we go? We went to Cigars.
Mhm.
So we sat and smoked for a while there, and then he dropped me off to semi mechanic to take a look at the car, and then that's when you told us to close. So we just like, well, we'll take it on another day.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we didn't go anywhere. I actually just went in the house and chilled. I ended up chilling at the house, sitting outside on the porch.
Okay.
I didn't have anything to drink. Like all week, I really haven't. Given that literally this week is actually my birthday week, I really hadn't done anything.
Well, shame on you, sir.
I did more probably following up to probably more actual, if you want to say drinking, more drinking coming up to the week than I did.
Yeah, my birthday is the next Tuesday, the 24th. I'm the same way. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to party the weekend before because I'm still molding young minds. So, can't really get lit on Tuesday night and come and show up to work on Wednesday teaching.
Perfect, man. Let them know how it rolls. I don't really. See, here's the thing. My birthday is not really. I don't really consider my birthday a big deal. That's why when people make big deals about birthdays, I get it. I get it from an outsider's perspective, but I guess empathy. If I'm just not use that word, but as a person, like my own personal opinion about I don't really look at it. Most of the time when I do, in the past when I have celebrated my birthday, my parents will tell you, have everybody meet us somewhere. Just have something to eat, just sit
And
down
that's
and
it.
talk and chill. And that's always been my birthday. I've never turned up really on my birthday or done anything crazy. Because everybody else is so adamant about their birthday, I just have fun with them on their birthdays. And mine comes up, it's just my people.
Yeah.
If we in blood or by marriage, I'm probably not messing with you that day. And I usually will go out, have a drink. When I have a drink, we'll go out, get something to eat. If it falls on a decent day, my dad will throw something together. My mom will throw something together. Usually, like food is my biggest gift. I get from people. Like my mom might make a dish that I like something sweet because she knows I don't really eat that stuff. But there's some things that I like apple pie, strawberry shortcake, or something like that. She'll make something I really really like, and she'll make a big deal about it. And that's weird because growing up, that's how they always are. They're like, "What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, I always tell people the same thing. I want world peace. And people think that's just a cop out answer. That is literally my answer. Like that's in my soul. That's what I wish I could get.
I'm with you. I want world
I don't
peace.
want anything.
And then I want a piece. And then I want a piece of the world. Oh, somebody asked me what was in the bitch gonna kill my vibe. It is Kettle One, peach and orange blossom vodka, apple cider, lemon juice, and ginger beer.
Oh,
Refreshing. It's a lot.
I've noticed that, like I'm a lover of ginger beer and it's
Me too.
become such a big Yeah, chaser or mixer for a lot of custom cocktails now. So I'm really loving the fact that people are venturing out and trying new things, so to speak. It's just it's interesting. I mean, we talked about that last week with just the different amount of like even the seltzer drinks that we've seen and the drinks from Germany that we saw. You know, like the Jack and Coke and the Crown and Coke that come in the that used to come in the cans back in the late '90s, early 2000s. You could go pick them up in at the gas station. You know,
Actually, all over Europe, that's actually
yeah, it's just a normal thing,
you go
and
to any country, you go to any country in Europe,
and they're $2,
and you go to like
$2,
a night shop. That's
two
all it is.
bucks.
You go to like a night shop because they don't really have convenience stores per
Yeah,
se.
it's just the gas stations,
It's not.
really, the petrol
It's like
stations.
a gas station, and then a lot of them are just like gas stations without selling gas. When you
Hmm.
go in there and buy groceries like late at night, you walk in there, just a can of Jack and Coke. It's super cheap. It's not even really expensive. Like it's literally to the point you can buy like a 6 pack about the same price you got it.
Pretty much, it is. Yeah, you're right.
It's just about the same price. Which is really mind blowing is like when you go to the night shops or you go to a convenience store in Europe, particularly, I don't really remember that being a thing necessarily in Germany, but I do know in a lot of other countries that have like liquor, like hard liquor behind the counter.
Oh yeah, because there's see that's the difference.
America's so weird about it.
It's
And they don't like to sell beer in America. They don't like to sell beer and liquor together. It's like
no.
beer is the. It's okay for people to drink beer, but when you get to the hard stuff, it's like doing cocaine. So, get out of here.
Well, you know, meth is the new cocaine. Cocaine is more socially acceptable now.
Was it ever not? Technically,
I mean, technically,
because I always, you
it was
look
the
back,
designer drug.
depending on who you talk to, it's not a big deal. But you look back
What
at
do you think, Mike?
history. Perfect answer.
Speaking of, have either of you seen that new Netflix special, Cocaine Cowboys? That
I'm
came to
still
Miami?
watching it now.
I have not started
I'm
it
on
yet.
like the last
It is,
episode.
it is unbelievable.
Is it?
Unbelievable.
That
Yeah.
dude is stupid.
Check it out. Yeah.
Beat the case.
Yeah.
Show, bro.
Yeah. One was smart, one was dumb. So,
So Steve's been smoking. He hasn't really said anything. So
yeah.
It's trash.
Oh, come on now. Foul. That's a foul. Hit it.
Hit a button. I don't care. Yeah, we both know. It's a good stick. I mean, for me to like describe it now, after what 30-something years of smoking a cigar,
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. And that's not to say it's not good. It's just to me now, almost all it tastes mellow into my brain the same way. So there's nothing that really particularly sticks out. But if you wanted me to give you a description of a cigar, first thought is it's a very I can smoke this every day kind of cigar
Yes.
if you're a normal smoker because it's strong, but it really isn't that strong. It doesn't give you that weird tar feeling, so when you build up saliva and you swallow it, it doesn't burn or make you feel nauseous or anything like that. Some cigars tend to do that. It's peppery, but it's not really, not to me. It has pepper to it, as I think almost most cigars do, but it's not overwhelming amount of pepper. I would say it's falls in some sort of caramel, molasses, maybe vanilla flavor, and that all blends into like a cocoa flavor. So and like a thing about it that makes it good, and I think the reason why I say it's an everyday smoke is that no flavor is overpowering than another. They're all very well blended together. So when you smoke it, you almost if you don't like most of those, if you don't retro know you're not gonna taste anything.
It's
So,
a pleasant surprise.
but it's really smooth. Given if you look at the cigar itself and you look at the wrapper, you'll be like you'll assume that it's like extremely strong, but it's not. Um, is it a San Andreas?
no. This is the Dominican Habano Puro.
Well, the thing is like I'm kind of you said you was talking about making a San Andreas. I'm interested to see what that would even taste like because
You
I guess
smoked
it
them
would be more
before.
peppery. It'd be a
You
little.
smoked them before.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You smoked all three. I have the San Andreas Maduro, and then I have the Brazilian Maduro.
I remember this one more because it's
Yeah,
the one
that was
I
the first
smoked
one. Yeah,
But
and that's the one that came in Lancero.
yeah, so it's a good stick. It's like I told him before. I probably said it on the show too. I'm very surprised that people don't gravitate to it. I think one thing CJ said that a few times I do agree with CJ was that labeling, the labeling was kind of the selling point. But I'm a cigar purist in the sense that I don't think labels technically matter, but they do. Because to me, I think um, if you put a unbranded cigar next to good cigars or what everyone perceives as good cigars, I think placing has more to do with it than anything. Because if you put it on the counter, people are going to assume it's not good. Because how many times did you go to a lounge because you both are seasoned smokers and you see something on the counter and you really just kind of look at it, but you don't really pay attention to it, especially if you don't recognize the brand. And that's just kind of how it is. But if you put it next to something that is similar in taste, that you know is a good smoke, they're going to look at it and then they're going to see the price and they're going to grab it. They don't have a choice because it's going to appease to the palate of majority of smokers, and they are not rich people; they're regular people. So they're going to pick it up and they're going to smoke it. And you know what they're really going to do is they're going to grab it and assume it's not that good. It's okay, it's mediocre. And then when they smoke, because that's what I assumed. I was like, I've never seen this on the counter. And the only reason why I picked it up was because I picked the leaf. The leaf sold the cigar. The leaf was a very well made leaf. It was well grown. It has a lot of the characteristics that I typically look for. Well, some of the characteristics I look for in tobacco. So I imagined it was going to be good, and I tried it. And once I tried it, and I grabbed it, CJ was like, "Yeah, it's what else you?" And I was like, it's like, yeah, he kind of wanted to say the black guy, but he kind of beat around that. But he's like, yeah, he comes up here all the time. He's like, okay, well, I mean, he probably does. It's maybe a day I'm not here. And I grabbed it and I smoked it, and I didn't put it in the box thinking like I ain't never gonna smoke this. I literally probably smoked it like when I got in the car, and I was like, oh, this is good. I was like, and the thing was, it wasn't even like a when you smoke a Dominicana Davidoff, and you like, man, this is amazing. It was like, it's good. And then I grabbed another, and then next thing you know, every time I would go in there, I would grab something else in that cigar, something else in that cigar, to the extent that I had a ton of those wrappers. Like I probably bought a couple of bundles. I probably bought a couple of his bundles, which I mean, in the retail world, it's better to buy individual, as far as the person making the cigar and trying to sell the cigar to buy the bundle, because you make more money off of individuals, right? I mean, that's what I would assume.
No, so when you wholesale in bundle or box form.
Well, so the shop
So
more
the
so
shop, yeah.
makes
And I prefer that for not even just my cigar, but like people think that, oh, the guy who comes in once a month and buys a box of cigars, like he's the best thing in the world and he's the one that keeps the shop open. It's like, no. You look at guys like Virgil, you look at guys like Art, you look at guys like Doc.
y'all make
Um,
so much money off of
you know,
it. I
you
don't buy boxes. I
you go in and you buy 3 to 4 cigars every day. Like even if you just say the average cigar that you purchase is $5, right? That's $20 a day times 30 days. That's $600 a month that you spend in support of your local brick and mortar, which is one of those reasons I always say, like, box sales are great.
Yes.
They're phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. But I like the person who comes in and picks out 3 or 4 different sticks every day and is trying them, because that's the person who is truly trying to not only develop their palate but expand it, see what they like and they don't like. They don't get stuck in that rut of, oh, I found one cigar that I like and this is the cigar for the rest of my life. Like, it's not a woman, you know what I mean? Like,
I think you get a better idea to me how much you sell in a box, but you get a better idea of the populace opinion of a cigar when you see box sales. Because even people who kind of buy boxes, they're only going to buy a box of something they know they like. So when you see like a lot of cigars, as soon as the boxes get out there, they're gone. That tells you that the cigar has to be really good because there's a group of people who have said to themselves, "I don't even care. I just want to buy it now," even though they could just buy a handful. And truth of the matter, the reason why I mainly don't do it is because I'm in too much of a cigar-rich environment to buy boxes. It makes no sense for me to. Granted, it would save me more money, but because I love different cigars, it makes more sense for me to buy individually so I can try everything. Because if I bought all the boxes of stuff I like, I would never have any money because it would cost. I mean, you're talking about thousands of dollars of just
well,
the
and not
different
only
stuff I like.
that, because we live in Florida, which is the import capital of the world for cigars. Um, you have so many different brands available. Like when you go to certain shops, like up north and out west, like you're gonna see, the Big Ten manufacturers. But until recently, you weren't able to see a lot of the what they call boutique brands or smaller companies because nobody wanted to just carry one cigar in three different vitolas. They wanted to have, seven or eight different cigar lines from each company. And when you're starting out, you know, unless you grew up in that industry and you have amazing contacts and you're part of the family, you don't start out with well, you may start with two cigar lines, but normally you start with one cigar line. You don't come out and say, okay, I'm launching a company and I've got five different cigar lines and three different sizes of each, and that's not how it goes. So when you try to break into the cigar industry, especially on the retail side, it's a lot harder to do because you got to think you're going to be taking up shelf space of something that's already been selling.
True.
And if people haven't heard of you or you haven't had your cigar reviewed multiple times on multiple social media avenues, you're just not going to get the automatic pull, unless it's the city that you're launching the cigar in.
Papa Houday.
Right. Like in Palm Beach, it was massive. It was a massive following. But it was because all the guys that I smoked cigars with, when I finally picked out the blend, we met up for dinner one night and we were at, what was that, Blue Martini, downtown Palm Beach. Met up for dinner and then went to Blue Martini afterward and we sat outside and I just opened up the whole bundle and I gave everybody a stick and we smoked it. And that's how I got everybody to do it and try it because, and that happened to me at CJ with my launch of CJ's Place. This guy asked me, he was like, well, why would I spend $8 on your cigar and I could just spend $8 on a Padron and I know what I'm going to get? And I'm like, you don't necessarily have to. Like, it doesn't, again, doesn't hurt my feelings.
No.
I could care less.
And I actually appreciate that approach. You know who else has that same approach? Is our buddy Don Patel over at Cigars.
Mm-hmm.
He told Steve and I a story about somebody wanting to come in and buy one of the Davidoff Dominicanos. And he hadn't seen the guy before. He goes, where are you from? Are you visiting? And he goes, yeah, I'm visiting from California. And he said, no, I don't have it. So,
no, that's not how I said that.
It's not.
I don't fucking have it.
Yeah. So, but this thing is for people when he's got something that he doesn't get in often. His preference is to make sure it's available for
the regulars,
and people that he knows. So,
and that's the other thing. Like that goes back to.
And then he sold the guy $100 Davidoff.
There you go. And that goes back to like supporting the brick and mortars, like your everyday people, the guys who come in 3 days a week, 4 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, and buy cigars every time. That's your loyal customer base. Those are the guys when you get samples of a new cigar, that's who you give it to.
Correct.
I mean, even look at Bellicoso and me with CJ.
Yeah.
Patrick wasn't even working for CJ at that time. Patrick was just the guy that literally came to the shop every day the shop was open and smoked 4 to 6 cigars a day, every single day. He was that guy. So before CJ even lit the cigar and smoked it, the one I gave him, he was like, can I have another one? I said, yeah. Gave him another one. He gave it to Patrick. And he was like, smoke it and tell me if I should carry it or not. So you'd be surprised, like, understand that your tobacconist at your local shop, they know your taste, they know your profile. So if they give you something to smoke, they already know that you're more than likely going to enjoy it. But they're trying to open you up to new cigars. The same thing with me. Like when I used to work down south, we would have events on a Friday night, and they would give us all the free bundles afterward. And what I would do is on Saturday morning, the first 10 customers that came into the shop Saturday morning, no matter what they bought, I would give them one of those little Robusto event cigars and say, hey, this is from this company. Go ahead and try it out and see what you think.
And here at Executive Cigars Lounge in lovely Sanford, you also get that same kind of experience from the resident tobacconists here. Thursday I was in here, and I went into the humidor and I was looking around and I was looking at some of my normal favorites, and we got to talking about Oscar Valladares and Superfly and everything.
Very good
And
line.
they do carry some, but I hadn't had the Ultra Q, and so I didn't realize they carried it. It's kind of off to the side. And she mentioned the Ultra Q and the Cicerone that they carry.
Cicerone is amazing.
Yes.
So is the Art Deco. His Art Deco blends are. We smoke those at CJ shop. Same thing with the Amazon Basin.
Yeah.
You know, because it's CAO, and CAO didn't really like, they had the Italian and the Brazilian and everything, and they kind of didn't continue to grow their brand. They just stuck with what they knew. When the Amazon Basin came out, I was one of those guys that was like, I'm good. And CJ was like, no, trust me,
Yeah,
smoke
it's a good
this.
sign.
And
So-
I did. And it's again, it goes back to that, your tobacconist knowing you,
Yes.
and your shop knowing you, shit, even your friends knowing you. Because, again, you've given Steven and I cigars that we're like, we look at it and we're like, there's no fucking way I'm going to enjoy this cigar at all. Like, this is pointless. But I'm going to smoke it. I'm going to try it. And that Partagas, it's in my rotation now. I have a box in the humidor. Like, it's there.
Yeah. So I tried that Oscar Valladares Ultra Q, enjoyed it. So I showed Steve the logo on it the other day when we were at Admiral. So, but you know, she knows my taste. She knows my flavor. She would appreciate that. So after I bought it, she
How
said,
does she know your flavor, Art?
because she's been studying my habits for a while. And so after I bought that cigar, and I thanked her. She goes, "Don't I get a tip?" And I said, "Oh no, you don't just get the tip.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
You don't just get the tip. You get more than the tip." So,
I knew that was coming.
but yes, your local tobacconist who knows your palate and spend time to get to know, know their background in the industry will definitely help you when it comes to picking out, a good cigar. And it's important because that's what keeps you coming back. That's what keeps your palate staying. So, but yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I've always been big on fish selection. That's only because I haven't really had tobacconists, honestly. Most of the time it was just picking up and running on my own and reading reviews of tobacconists that we have smoked stuff. But as far as, I mean, I'll take it back. Nick Patel and Finish Cigar and Wine in Huntsville was kind of the first tobacconist I ran into. And he didn't really necessarily show me so much as much explains what the blends were and stuff, and just hand me stuff. So he kind of did that in a way, but I think I had already had a pretty expensive experience with cigars. With him, it was just expanding selection. Before you didn't really have, so I completely understand how other states really don't get a lot of stuff in here. Like when people say that they smoke cigars, I was like, no, trust me, if you kind of smoke cigars when you come here, it's going to work because the selection, the pure selection, to the extent that if you're shop here, you don't have a big selection. People might not buy it because they're just so used to having a selection or a pick. So you kind of have to have that selection available. But man, I came here stuff that I only seen on TV. Only stuff I seen on TV, or not TV, but on in magazines I saw here. So, they didn't have that anywhere. Literally, if I would look for something, I could just. What? What? That was random. Jesus.
You want to hear random? I'll give you random.
Guys,
Oh, here we go.
I felt it in the air. Was that Benny Siegel? I felt it in the air.
Yeah. Or Phil Collins in the air tonight. So
Yeah, I mean, so I can understand that. But tobacconists are great. If you come here and you've never been here before, or you moved to Florida, talk to tobacconists. The people that are sitting in the lounge are inside of the actual humidor, so they do have a pretty decent amount of knowledge. And then depending on the shop, and the only reason why I say that some shops is a little less than others. But it's not really nice. They have a lot to offer. I'm a little hesitant because I go in there with a mindset of what I want to smoke usually, because I made that mind up in the car. So when they come in and suggest something, I'm kind of usually like, no, not that. because that's probably not what I want right now. I almost guarantee because they probably know my palate, but my palate is so much variety that when I went in there,
That's when you hit him with that Steve Harvey. That's that Family Feud.
it's kind of hard to do too because they come in there like, oh, you should try this. I'm like, no, I may not be in the mood for that. And that's why I always ask, what is it? What's the flavor? Oh, it's pepper. Today's not pepper.
Yeah, what's the binder? What's the filler? What's the wrapper?
And that's what I want to know.
What's the agent? You know.
Because really, you don't have to give me flavors. Like, you don't have to necessarily give me flavors unless that cigar has a large concentration of that flavor. You just tell me what the binder is, and I look at the cigar. I can pretty much guess what it's going to taste like. It's just how you work. Because that's how I grew into learning about cigars. Wow.
Okay.
You got the girl that says, you know the fucking vibes.
Of course I do.
I love it. Have you seen the video? They have like a compilation of her saying that a billion times. I guess she says that a lot. Y'all need to listen. Y'all need to listen to the Bodega Boys. Oh,
That's what the soundboard is from.
they be killing.
This is their soundboard.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Hold on, there's a lot of them. I know.
Oh yeah.
Because that's my show. Your blessings come in. Your blessings come in.
Is that
That's
is
my
that a podcast or YouTube channel?
It's a podcast.
It was a podcast. Now they're on Showtime.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Bodega Boys.
They were on Vice TV, and then they were like, "This cat," so they went somewhere else. Showtime was like, "Yo, we're gonna give you real money." Okay, cool. Them dudes is hilarious.
Oh man.
But it's all New York references. So if you don't really know like a lot of stuff, you're gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" Like they talk about.
Daisies
Bronx.
and
Yeah.
They talk about the Bronx a lot. So if you don't understand like Bronx stuff, it's just like what? Especially when they do the cokehead dudes. Come on, bro. I need a bag, bro. Kills me. You die. Chance. It's all day. Like they be killing the soundboard. I'm like,
Man.
you guys are killing. I be dying. I can't listen to them in the queue. When I'm in my cubicle.
Yeah, you'll laugh too loud. You'll laugh too loud.
Them and 85 South.
Oh man.
If I listen to 85 South, you know when I'm listening to it, I be dying. I listened to it yesterday with the party. Dog. No, I'm telling you, you gotta get that soundboard. And they use probably all of
The whole
every show.
Every show. It's great.
It's you gotta listen to the AKs and then
It's
AK Phil Ass Tyson coming to you live.
oh
Sanford.
man. From
Stevie B singing a new compilation.
So I'm down into the
What are you into now? Let's hear it.
final third of this cigar, and it's consistent all the way through. The same flavors that I picked up at the very beginning, they are still there. So, congrats again on a great smoke,
You're gonna need a roach clip.
consistent smoke all the way through.
A roach clip, and you're gonna have to let it sit down, and your lips gonna get real black.
You know what?
Like, man,
I highly appreciate y'all for that. Y'all are the real MVPs today. Steve's like smoking this like it's his last cigar on earth.
well, I mean,
Like he started before me, and I'm down to my last third as well, and he's
Y'all
just
are killing it, man.
this is rare. You know, that's why I asked you about getting a box. That's why I asked you about when you're gonna pick up production, because this needs to be in the general consciousness.
Oh, by the way,
Mike smoke.
next weekend is the Orlando Gun Show, 21st and 22nd. So I was thinking about taking a trip out there, seeing what firearms and paraphernalia
See what they got.
I could pick up. I think I want to go ahead and get a 308
Like
on an
a
AR
bolt
platform.
action? Oh, sorry, AR-10. They make those in small. Like, short.
I don't know that I necessarily need a short barrel of that. I've already got a short barrel 300 blackout. I don't know that.
See, like people. That's why I didn't understand why people went to the blackout. Just get an AR-10. They already make that already. Why do we wait for this round to be popular? We have an AR-10. It's been out forever.
Yeah, see the AR-10, I wouldn't get in a short barrel. I don't think I would truly enjoy it the way it's supposed to be, used and shot. Like I don't think on a full size AR platform, absolutely.
I mean, unless I was going to a long range. I mean, sure. I mean, if I were, and I probably would, I would love to be able to do something like that. Shoot long range. I would. I mean, then, but if I don't really go to a long range, like a far distant range, I mean, really,
We gotta go out to Merritt Island for that.
not really going. You're not really gonna get much use out of it. I mean, unless you hunt, and even then, really, how far is that? It's not. It's not over 300.
Again, not unless you're going to like Patagonia or Alaska or something.
People
It
say
ain't
that all the
happening.
time. Like even when you go hunting, you're not shooting anything. Even when you're hunting in the woods, you just don't get that much distance on something. It's usually going to be in the 100 range,
Yeah,
maybe two.
yeah, 250 max. Really, I mean, you're not really gonna.
And really, when you're talking about something long range, when you're talking about a round that big with that much power, that's really what makes it stand out amongst the 5.56 or
Oh yeah, hands down.
2.23. That's what really stands out. But most people never make that shot anyway. So
We still got to set up the hunting trip to Alabama. It's starting to get a little cool. Time to go out and get some real deer.
that's the Tennessee.
We go to Tennessee too.
I mean, we're close enough.
Well, Tom's invited us up there, so we can definitely go up there. And
Tennessee and Carolinas, more inland. They're gigantic.
yeah, that's the only thing
very
about
gigantic.
going to Maryland in 2 weeks is that it's not hunting season. So
It's so bad. The truck they total 18. Like I mean, that is it's bad. It's so and there's so many of them. And you would think that given the rural area of Tennessee, all 100 people, there's a lot of them like that.
This dude's about to approach the stick.
Crazy.
Stick.
yeah, he's an idiot.
Crazy.
On that note, we're gonna go ahead and close this show out because this dude's approaching a tiger snake with a
About to
stick
die.
in open terrain, so it's not going to end well for him, I don't think. But this is the Cigar Snob alongside Chair 4 Steve
Oh.
and Sir Shirts and Shoes. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back next week at Executive with another review. What do you want to go? What do you guys want to review next week?
We need to discuss. We need to discuss. Maybe not. Well, we'll discuss it. We'll figure it
I mean, we could just review these Avos. It's 25th.
out. But you said you were going to hold off on that too.
I might.
Okay. Well, let us know.
Yep.
Cool. Everybody be safe out there. Again, shout out blessings and prayers to the people in Haiti. Death toll is now initially at 227 people on climb. So wish them well down there. So,
And make sure you check us out on Instagram at the ATF Radio Show, at DA Cigar Snob, at Artman Forever, and at Steven_B_M. Shoot us your questions, your comments. A lot of underscores. I don't know.
Can't use space.
I'm done.